Hey dancers, if you're new, welcome. My name's Amelia, I am owner of Studio to Stage, and I'm helping dancers all over the world go from training to thriving with fitness, mindset and career guidance. But if you're not new, welcome back. Super buzzing to have you back here. Today we're going to be talking about how to handle rejection without letting it ruin your confidence, which I think is going to be a common theme for everyone, especially if you're in this industry. You are going to get rejected at some point, not just even in this industry, just in life in general. I'm sure we've all had partners that we've gone out to a club or I don't know, and been rejected. So it's part of life, not just actually in this industry, it's actually just part of general life. So hopefully it will help you. But today, obviously, we're going to be talking specifically about this industry because it's a very, very common thing. If you haven't been rejected yet, props to you, well done. Hopefully you'll never get rejected. I really hope you don't. But if you haven't yet, it probably is coming and it's on its way to you. But if you already have been rejected, then you're one step closer to gaining that confidence and that resilience. So congratulations. So we're going to go straight into this. I'm going to start off by just talking about my experience with rejection because I think it's probably, I can bang on all day about how to handle it, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't think that I've even been through this, you're going to be like, okay, Amelia, but you've never even had this. So like, what do you know? So I obviously originally was in the industry. And I've actually told this story on my TikTok, funnily enough, but I'm going to retell it here. So if you have already heard it, I do apologise. But there was one time where I was fresh out of college and I was going to as many classes as possible. And there was this one agency, actually, that I really wanted to be booked with. And they did a class, I think it was on a Wednesday at Pineapple. So I was like, I'll get myself down to those classes. I'll get a good relationship with them, get my face known, and hopefully I can get booked by them next year. So obviously, me being fresh out of college, I was super, super naive. I was very new to the industry and I thought everyone was out to be my friend. And I was like, super, super buzzing. So went to these classes with this said person and had a little, that was it. I think he mentioned at the end of one of the classes, we're holding auditions for our agency in a couple of weeks. I think you guys should come down because there was only a few of us in the class. And I was like, amazing. We actually got on really well in the class as well. So I went up to her at the end. I was like, oh, hey, I'm really excited to actually go to your agency audition. What do I need to do? What do I need to do to get in your agency? And he was like, Amelia, I love you. I think you're amazing. But if you dye your hair red, then I will book you. At the moment, you're going to blend in and it won't get you jobs booked. So if you dye your hair red, you are guaranteed to work in this industry. I was like, cool. All I need to do is dye my hair red. He literally said, if I dye my hair red, he will book me. And that is actually what he literally said to me. He's like, if you dye your hair red, I will book you, right? So, cool. Went off, dyed my hair red, I was down in London, so it cost me £300 to get my hair dyed red. Had to get new headshots, which cost me another £400 because obviously I look completely different. Because I had bright red hair, proper bright red hair. I've got nothing around me to show you, but anyway, I had bright red hair, so I went quite confident to this audition. I was thinking, well, don't expect anything, but, I feel pretty confident compared to my other auditions. He literally said, if you dye your hair red, he'll book me. So I walk into the audition and we had eye contact and he was like, oh, your hair looks amazing. And I was like, amazing. So he's actually noticed that I've done it. Hopefully it will show that I can just adapt to any situations or, whatever. So did the first round and I got cut straight away. So I went through all of that. I went through all of those classes. I went through all that, that time of dyeing my hair red and getting new headshots booked. So I was I'd probably say I was about £400 down just from dyeing my hair red. I went to this audition and got cut straight away. No reason, nothing. He couldn't tell me anything. He literally cut me straight away, which, at the time, obviously looking back now as a person that really knows their stuff, I wouldn't have been that stupid to fall for that. But when you're fresh out of college, you're super naive and you think that everyone is your friend and is out to kind of support you and stuff, which unfortunately was not the case. So I got rejected as soon as I got out in that industry, and not gonna lie, it was tough. It was really, really tough to handle. I remember getting changed under a bridge in London and on the phone to my mum being like, I can't do this anymore, what was that, so I get it. I have been there, and that isn't the only time I've been rejected, by the way. It's not just been once. There's been loads of other times where I've gone to auditions, been rejected, thought I nailed it, and was cut first round. So it's difficult, and I'm coming from a point of view where I can say I have been there and I have done it. So let's really go and dive deep into how to handle it. Sorry, I have to keep pausing the video because I've got quite a sore throat today. So if I pause the video, I'm just taking a sip, okay? And actually looking at my notes. So I've got my notes here and I've got some notes here as well. So that's why I'm pausing the video. But anyway, let's get into it. So rejection stings. It stings like a mother, okay? And it chips away at who, we think we are as artists, because what we do is so personal. It's our own talent. It's not like going into, an accountancy firm and getting rejected from there, because what we do is self-expressive, it's creative, it's artistic. So when we get rejected, it stings. It really, really does. And it feels like a personal attack. But today I'm going to show you a fresh way to see rejection, because I want you to protect your confidence and I want you to sharpen that edge, because rejection is not your identity. It's information. And that's what you've got to see it as. Rejection is information, and it gives you information. And also rejection, you're not being rejected as a person, which is really, really hard to grasp the concept of, because like I say, because it's so personal and what we do is so personal, it does feel like you're being rejected as a person, but you're rejected because that job or that team or that choreographer just wasn't aligned with your next chapter, okay? It's not you that's being rejected. Whatever, and this is such like a, okay, Amelia, like, it's such a, like, everyone says this, but everything truly, truly happens for a reason. I promise you. So if you're a person that maybe has recently been rejected, or you were rejected a while ago and it's still stinging, just know that there is something better waiting for you that is going to be right for you. So the next time you're rejected, or you can do this now actually, think about, what if every no was a not yet, or not here, like maybe somewhere else, or maybe another time. What if every no was a not yet or not here? And I want you to write down, okay? I want you to do this now. Grab a paper and pen, okay? Or grab your phone on your notes app. Write down your last three rejections, and next to them, I want you to reframe it. I want you to put, I was spared from whatever it is, okay? Oops. So I want you to, I don't know, it could be anything. I was spared from a really harsh choreographer that I actually didn't see eye to eye to in the audition room. It could be something like that. Whatever it is. I want you to pause this video now. Take 5 minutes. 3 times that you've been rejected, or as many times as you want, okay? You might only have one. Hopefully you only have one. But as many times as you want, I want you to write down the most recent rejections that you've had, and I want you to put next to it, I was spared from, and then write what you were spared from, okay? So go ahead, pause this video and do that now. Now, I'm going to reframe your mind of how I reframed my mind, because when I started thinking of it like this, it really, really helped, and hopefully it will help you as well. But I want you to think of confidence as a muscle. So confidence, I don't mean to think of it as like a personality trait. I want you to think of it as a muscle. So let's be really literal about it. Confidence is a muscle, okay? Every rejection that you go through is like resistance training for your confidence, okay? So think of each no that you're getting as like adding weight on a leg press, okay? It burns, it's uncomfortable, but it's building your emotional muscle that casual dancers won't ever develop, okay? So that's what I want you to think of with rejection. It's like your resistance training for confidence. Now, we train our bodies. We don't necessarily train our mindset, and we probably need to train that a little bit more. So just think of it. Every time you get a rejection, you are training that confidence, and you're building that confidence up. Training in the gym is not easy. It hurts, okay? It burns. I don't know if you've ever done, especially like when you do a reformer Pilates class and you're holding that leg up and it's still going and you're still pulsing, and the burn that you have. That burn is like the same burn that you have when you get rejected in here, okay? And that's how I want you to start thinking of it as, okay? It really, really helped. Now, quick tip for you. I want you to create a resilience folder, okay? So screenshots of like any praise that you get, or write down any wins, progress photos, like any kind of like callback emails, anything that you can use as like praise or celebrating a win of some sort. I want you to keep it in a folder. It can be on your phone, you can print it out, it can be on like a vision board, whatever you want to do. And I want you to use that, and I want you to revisit that after rejections, okay? So that's your second task, okay, is create a resistance folder. So I think sometimes the worst part about rejection is when you actually hear nothing back, because you've got all these things in your mind, and our brains are so incredible, and they create these great scenarios and these incredible scenarios in our heads. That probably isn't the case, okay? I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. Where you probably think, oh, it's because I didn't land that double pirouette. Oh, it's because that one person on the panel looked at me when I fell over, or whatever it is. We really try and wrap this up in our brains. But when you hear nothing back, that lack of response doesn't mean lack of worth, okay? There are millions of silent variables. It could be height, it could be look, it could be injury history, it could be timing, it could be experience, it could be that you're blonde and they wanted brunette, okay? Like, it could be as simple as that. It could be they had 5 costumes for a certain size and you weren't that size because they didn't have the money to get another costume for you. Honestly, I've been on audition panels where those have been the reasons why people haven't got it. So take that no feedback and not hearing anything back as neutral. It's neutral feedback. It doesn't mean bad. It doesn't necessarily mean good. It does mean move forward. Okay? So no feedback is neutral feedback. Now, don't let that imagination run away with you, because it will. I've been there. Now, confidence isn't killed by rejection, right? It's killed by what you actually do next. So after you've been rejected, if it's okay to cry, by the way, it's okay to be emotional about it. It's okay to talk to people about it. That's fine. What I don't want you to do is start giving up, because that's when that rejection, that's when that training is defeated. That's like going to the gym, me failing a rep and never going back to the gym now. I failed that one rep, not going back to the gym now because it was too hard. Okay, I don't want you to do that. I want you to have a rejection ritual, because I used to, and it really helped. So if you're rejected, you do a series of things, okay? So I want you to be emotional, feel emotion. You're going to feel some sort of emotion. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be angry, it could be sad, it could be devastated, it could be disappointed, it could be... Sometimes you might not even feel anything, but let yourself feel that emotion for up to half an hour. Allow yourself 30 minutes, and I only mean 30 minutes, to let yourself feel that emotion, okay? Because what we don't want to do is go, I'm okay, I'm fine, moving on. Because sometimes that's like putting like a plaster over a really bad wound. And we don't want to do that. We want to make sure it heals first. So the first part of that is to let yourself feel that emotion, okay? The next thing I want you to do, after that half an hour of you being sad, I want you to go move your body. So it could be anything. Go to the gym, go for a walk, go swimming, put your favourite song on, dance to it in your bedroom. I'm not joking, okay? Anything where you're moving your body, okay? Because what that's going to do is going to bring those good endorphins back into your body, and it's going to make you feel good. I promise you, it'll make you feel good. You'll probably think, I don't want to move my body. I've had a day of an audition, and I don't want to move my body at all. That's fine. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go for a walk. You don't have to do anything like that. You can literally put your favourite song on and just dance to it, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. I want you to move your body. Okay, so that's second phase. So feel the emotion, move your body. Third phase, reframe the meaning. So reframe that rejection. Remember, like I said earlier in the video, rejection is like that resistance training for your emotions, okay? So reframe the meaning. Remember, no feedback is neutral feedback. So stop, imagining things and scenarios. What could I have done? Maybe I got rejected for this, and this, okay? Reframe the meaning. Okay, so you've got feel the emotion, move your body, reframe the meaning. Last thing I want you to do is connect with someone, could be anyone, that has absolutely nothing to do with your audition, okay? So You may have a friend that's in the industry. I probably wouldn't connect with them just because they're going through the same thing. Sometimes if you find it helps, that's great. What I'm trying to get you to do is to take your mind completely off it, because what we're going to do is we're going to be doing this spiral in our head. If you go out with a friend who is, I don't know why I keep using this account. My best friend's a mathematician, so I keep using her as an example. So if I spoke to her about it, I wouldn't be really speaking too much about the audition because she didn't really understand it, okay? I ask her about her life and it gets my mindset off it. We talk about different things. So it's trying to get your mindset off it and just to kind of refresh your brain almost, okay? So connect with someone who sees you beyond this casting list, okay? Maybe it could be your mum or your dad or, a grandparent that you haven't spoken to in ages, whoever it is, someone that's not in the industry. I really, really recommend that, okay? So 4 things. That's just my ritual, by the way. That was what I used to do. Okay, you don't have to do that. That's my ritual, and it really, really helped. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, I promise I'm nearly done. The last thing I want to talk about is separating your work from your worth. Now, dancing isn't your identity. It's not your personality. Okay, you need to separate that. Because if you get caught up in that's all I am a dancer and that is it, I have nothing else to my name, it's going to be a very lonely and very, very difficult path for you. Dancing, especially when you get to a certain level, when you're in this industry, dancing is work, okay? It's business. That's how you earn money. That's how you earn a living. It's business and it's work. So I want you to think about this. One thing. If you couldn't dance for a month, okay? Oh, my Netflix just went off. Sorry about that. If you couldn't dance for a month, who would you be? Or if you couldn't dance for a year, who would you be? What would you be doing? Okay? Hopefully that will never happen, But what I'm trying to get you to do is separate yourself from your talent. I don't want dance to be your identity. It can be part of it 100%. It's a creative thing, like it's in you, but it doesn't want to be your whole self. Like you've got nothing else to your name. Okay, so I want you to encourage yourself to do things outside of auditions, dance classes and stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, like anything else, okay? Because once it's your personality and that's all you are, it will take over. And when rejection comes in, it's a lot harder to deal with. Whereas if you're dealing with rejection when it's business and it's work related, it's a lot easier to handle, I promise you. When you think of it as your personality, it stings and it feels personal. But you need to have this separation. As soon as I separated the two, one, I actually started to get rejected less. Because I kind of went into auditions with a different mindset because I was like, this is business, this is work, I need to do this, okay? And I was more resilient because I separated it. It wasn't, I wasn't being rejected. That job I was rejected from, okay? Just like any other person in any other industry. So I wanted to separate the two. One thing I want you to go away from, okay? I'm almost done, I promise. Remember this, okay? Rejection doesn't chip away at you, okay? It carves you into something sharper. And I really want you to remember that, okay? Most dancers will quit because of rejection. Because it's hard to deal with. And not everyone has to go through it all the time. But the ones who succeed are the most resilient, and they turn up, they get rejected, they go back, they get rejected, they go back, and they get their confidence and their resilience builds and builds and builds, okay? And they're the ones that you see on stage because they have not given up, okay? So if this has hit home for you, save this video the next time you hear a no. I want you to watch this video. Hopefully it will help. And remember that confidence isn't about never failing, okay? It's about how you bounce back from that failure. Everyone has failed. I have failed so many times, but I have bounced back, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you need to be like me or whatever. What I'm saying is the people that usually succeed are the ones that keep going back and they keep turning up, okay? And I want you to be that person. Don't start giving up on yourself now, okay? So, like I say, save, like this video, come back to it when you need it. And Sorry guys, I thought my battery was about to die, so that's why I went a little bit silent then. But yes, I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, save, whatever you need to do. And if you are interested in one-to-one coaching, drop me a message on Instagram and I can jump on a call with you. We can have a chat and we can get you started. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.